Hello, it's me, Daryl, Florida Catholic guy. Not doing another Sunday night update. Enjoying my cigar. Biggest news for me, anyway, is last week? No, not last week, the week before last. My mom was in the hospital. She, I think it was Tuesday, April 1st it was anyway. Remember, because it was April Fool's Day, and it wasn't anything foolish for us, but my mom got me up in the morning and with real bad stomach pains. And after discussing what she wanted to do, we called the ambulance. They took her to the hospital, and she had a very large kidney stone that was blocking her kidney, the only functioning kidney she has. She has both kidneys, but one kidney doesn't work that well. And then she's got her good kidney that was being blocked. So the rescue wouldn't take her to Tampa General, which is where her doctors are from. I took her to St. Joe's Hospital, which was good because it's closer. I mean, it's like a 5-10 minute drive away, and it's also a Catholic hospital, so that was good. But the only thing they did for her, well, they gave her pain medication, because there's a lot of pain medication that she can't have because of her kidney disease. And the pain medicine that she can have tends not to work. So they were controlling the pain as best they could. She had her procedure where they put I don't know if you want to call it a stent. It's really not a stent because it doesn't stay there, but they basically put a drain directly into her kidney. And then she has a urostomy bag that will be with her until she gets the stone out. And they wouldn't do the operation to remove the stone at St. Joe's because that's not her regular doctors and everything. So she had to call, well, first of all, she developed an infection, and it really didn't look good for a while, whether she was going to make it or not.
26, thank you.
They said she developed sepsis, and I mean, she just didn't look good, and I was afraid that I was going to lose her. And my priest came and gave her extreme unction, which is a sacrament of the sick and dying. It doesn't necessarily mean you're dying, but if you're sick or something might happen, then they do
Trying to
that.
get a hold of South Florida Baptist to give report. They're not able to after multiple attempts. Are you able to give report?
My mom wanted to have my priest do it because he's a traditional Latin Mass priest, so he does the full pre-Vatican II sacrament instead of the
We have a 47-year-old
new
male coming
sacrament
from
that
emergency. Chief complaint of difficulty in breathing.
still works, but it's not as good as the old way of doing it.
Unable to get IV access. Temperature is 100.9.
So she, I mean, she was just shivering, and no matter how many blankets they put, she just couldn't stop shivering. She,
14.
I mean, it didn't look good. And finally, the next day, actually, it was after after the priest came and gave her the sacraments, they actually moved her into ICU because her blood pressure spiked really high. But and they were good. They called me because at this point I had gone home, and the hospital called me just saying, "Hey, we're moving her to ICU just so we can keep a better eye on her." And I was like, should I come up, or should I come to the hospital and be with her? And they says, no, they don't think anything's gonna happen, but that's up to you. But once she got into ICU, she gave me a call, and basically she was feeling better and sounded better than she had all day. And by the time the next morning came and I went up, they were moving her back into a regular room, and she was doing a lot better, which was good.
Rescue 43. Respond to
And
sick person. 15420 Livingston Avenue. 3105. At
then
Livingston Ave. Cross streets are Sinclair Hills Road and Martha Circle.
so what she had to do, and she did already, was contact her urologist and have them schedule her operation to remove the kidney stone, which that's going to be on the 28th of this month. She's got to do a pre-op, and then the pre-op is actually on my birthday. It's the 22nd of this month. But yeah. So trying to figure out, it's more comfortable to hold the phone with my other hand, but my ashtray is over here. But for now, of course, she has a urostomy bag on that she always has on her anyway, because she doesn't have any what do you call it, bladder. They removed her bladder. That was done a long time ago. And that was done when we were back in Maine, actually when my dad was alive. I think it was probably about a year or 2 years before my dad passed away. They removed her bladder because it wasn't functioning. She didn't have cancer or anything. Her bladder wasn't functioning. She had to literally go to the bathroom every 5 minutes. And that's not a joke. That's actually how often she had to go. So they ended up taking the bladder out for that. And, she's had some infections, and she has kidney stones. She has some other kidney stones, smaller ones, I guess, that are in her other kidney. So hopefully those will stay where they are. The thing with kidney stones is if they stay in your kidney and don't move around, it's no problem. It's when they decide to move around that they become a problem. I got kidney stones. I've had surgery on my kidney stone. Luckily, my surgery went well. I got other ones that are still in my kidney. I actually got gallstones too, so again, that's one of those things. Gallstones, as long as they stay, I guess they're in their gallbladder or something. That's probably why they call them gallstones. But as long as they stay there, they're not a problem. But if they start traveling, then it's a problem. So, fun stuff. But hopefully my mother will get through the surgery with no problem, and she can get rid of her second bag there and go back to having a regular bag, because the new one they put in is a smaller bag, so like every 3 to 4 hours it has to be emptied. I think the longest I've gone is 5 to 6 hours, but it gets full. And if it doesn't get emptied, then the urine could back up into the kidney and talking about another infection, so you don't want that. Got to keep that bag empty.
Route D43 at Cloudberry Lodge of Brandon. Cross streets are Lucent Sands, Court and Ethel Street.
So that's what's been going on with that. So I didn't get to Mass last week. Wasn't really a good excuse. I was exhausted from the whole, I think she was in the hospital for like 3 days. And so I just skipped out. I did get to confession today, so I'm good with that. I just remembered something I did that for a minute I couldn't remember if I mentioned it in confession, but I just remembered that I did. So, but anyway, oh, and that's the other thing with my mom is when they were getting ready to discharge her, they wanted her to go to a nursing home for rehab, and she didn't want to do that because she wanted to get home and contact the doctor, and they wanted to give her, I don't know, physical therapy, occupational therapy, and whatever, and she didn't want to go in the place they sent her. it was a nice place, but it was like an hour away from where I am on a good day without traffic. So she didn't want to go, and it was funny because the place that they wanted to send her actually called me and wanted me to come and do a tour when she had already told them she didn't want to go. So what I figure has happened, and what my mom figured out, is that they were trying to go around her and have me convince her to go, which that didn't work out. So she ended up having to leave AMA, which, for those that don't know, it's against medical advice. And it was strange because she wasn't refusing care at the hospital. You know, she wanted to, finish her treatment at the hospital. But once she said she was leaving AMA, everything stopped. They basically, had her sign the paper and give her the boot out the door. They wouldn't even call a wheelchair for her. I had to go get one. The nurse on her floor was good enough to give me a wheelchair from the floor, so I didn't have to go hunting for one downstairs.
Engine 22. Respond to fire alarm.
But she did agree to have a home nurse come, which is good because her dressings for where they did the procedure need to be changed like every week, and then they need to change her bag after a certain amount of time. So that's good she at least got that. And she will have to do the physical therapy, but it'll be at home with the same company that sends the nurse. Will send a physical therapist. She actually has her own physical therapist from another company that she's been working with. But because of Medicare rules, she can't have people from 2 different companies come to her house. So she had to pause her regular physical therapist and have the place that sends her nurse take over her physical therapy until the stuff with the nurse is done. So a bunch of craziness. And so that's that. I guess the big talk is with Trump and the tariffs, and people are, I don't know, they won't give them time for anything. Because even among people that supposedly call themselves conservatives, oh, Trump is crashing the economy. No, he's not. He's trying to make a level playing field. And pretty much every country is on board wanting to deal with Trump except for China. And China needs us more than we need them. Because we buy a lot of their junk. And without us buying their junk, their economy is going to go down to crapper. Despite what people want to tell you, our economy is actually doing pretty good. So yeah, the stock market is in a rough patch. It'll go way down one day, way up the next, but give it some time, and once everything balances out, and hopefully Trump can get this budget with the tax cuts passed, and if he's able to, you'll see a massive boost in the economy. So these Republicans, Trump has a name for them, panicking. These so-called Republicans that are panicking because of the tariffs and a couple of bad days in the stock market. And it's got to get worse before it gets better, is what I always say. When you've had the last several presidents, even Trump's first term, which wasn't his fault because he had to spend because of COVID, but from way back, we're like, something like 20-30 trillion dollars in debt. That's you can't sustain that. And so Trump is, he's trying to cut the waste with Elon Musk, and I don't know what to think about Elon. He's a character. Some people say he's not a Christian. I've heard him on video saying he doesn't believe in. He believes that something created us, but he doesn't believe in a God, is what he said. So, but we're not looking to him to be a pope. He's doing a good job at what he's doing with cutting the waste out of government. Him and President Trump. And people out there, I still listen sometimes to NY Prepper. He's a character too. I won't say what kind of character, but he was always pro-Trump, and he still even now calls himself a conservative. He claims he's more conservative than Trump.
Letter 42. Respond to traumatic injury. Initial
But
response. 16106.
now he does nothing but attack Trump on everything. Oh, he's not attacking Iran. Iran's going to get a nuke and we're not doing anything. He's weak. Oh, these tariffs are going to destroy the economy and we're all going to suffer. And oh, he's not doing enough to help Israel, or he's not doing enough to help Ukraine. And NY Prepper, his name is Greg. I like his channel for one thing, and that's his news. Because between him and his moderators in the chat, he's got a lot of good sources for news. But, with his being anti-Trump and
Respond to
I
previous
mean,
problems. 7011.
I was already
Vista Park
banned
Lane.
on
102.
this account,
Cross
this
streets are
channel that I
active
have
from
now,
Temple Park
my
Drive.
Florida Catholic Guy channel. I got banned a long time ago for disagreeing with him, probably over Ukraine. And so I created another account and was back on his channel. And he just banned me the other day because I told him that Trump knows what he's doing and to give him a chance. And that's all I said. I said, Trump knows what he's doing, give him a chance. I wasn't rude, I wasn't nasty about it. I just, said that. And, he says, go worship your Trump God, and bans me. So now 3/4 of the people on his channel all have Trump derangement syndrome, and they all hate Elon Musk. And I don't hate Musk. I think he's done a lot of great things. I mean, with Doge and his space, his rocket stuff that he's doing, he's
27. White Squirrel Circle.
is he good? Is he bad? I don't know. That's his issues. I don't know if
Respond to traumatic injury.
I don't know. People say he's the Antichrist. People say Trump's the Antichrist. But I don't think either of them are.
BLS 12 copies.
That's like
Chain rep.
this whole thing with Ukraine. Greg will go on about, Russia's evil, Putin's evil, he's doing nothing but attacking civilians. And, well, supposedly there was an attack in Ukraine today. I forgot which city, but there was 34 people that were killed and 99 injured, most of them civilians. But what happened is Ukraine, the missile that Russia fired was targeting either a military or governmental or industrial place, a military target. And Ukraine shot the missile down over a civilian area. So when all the pieces of the missile fell down, that's what killed and injured everybody. And now twice, Ukraine has attacked Engels Air Base in Russia, and that's where they got their nuclear weapons storage. And there was rumors last time that there was a radiation leak, and last night there were fires that were at or really close to the nuclear weapons storage area. So Ukraine's trying to nuke Russia. And yeah, okay, you can say an air base is a legitimate military target, which, okay, but you're trying to hit nuclear weapons to make a radiation leak.
Florida disabled EV 979 for November.
What do you think Russia's going to do if that happens? I'm surprised. I mean, Russia's not a good guy. Putin's not a good guy. I mean, I understand why he felt he had to go into Ukraine with the NATO expansion and everything that NATO was doing. But he probably didn't have to invade. He probably could have done more diplomatic stuff than what he did. But Zelensky's not a good guy either. Now it's come out that Ukraine was trying to sell weapons to the guy that wanted to off President Trump. And I find it hard to believe that Zelensky didn't at least know about it. So, if you ask me, both Zelensky and Putin should be put in a prison cell together. Put it on pay-per-view. I'd like to see that. Putin and Zelensky in a prison cell together. But, and with Iran, I'm kind of disappointed in Trump giving Iran all this time where they're so close to getting nukes if they don't already have one. But Iran's a difficult situation because you got Russia and China that are on Iran's side, and if we attack them, then Russia and China could get involved and attack us. And there's rumors out there that Iran has transported missiles into Venezuela. So they could attack us that way. I mean, Iran's already threatened, saying that they would chase us all the way into the Gulf of America. And that would affect me because their most likely target would be MacDill, which I looked it up, and MacDill's only like 5 miles by air away, so if Russia nukes that, I'm gone. But Iran has the capability of, at the very least, attacking our ships and our troops at the military bases. They already threatened to hit Diego Garcia, which is where our bombers are stationed. So I think Trump is trying to prevent a war, but I think he also, by doing these negotiations, he wants to be able to say, when we do attack him, that I tried everything I could. We talked, we tried to make a deal, they wouldn't do it, so now we're doing what we have to do. And I also think Israel has a part in it. Israel, obviously, if we strike Iran, Iran's going to launch on Israel. So I think Israel wants to finish up the stuff with Hamas and
Battalion Chief 7, Battalion Chief 2, Engine 19, Engine 10, Engine 6, Rescue 19, Truck 5, Command on TAC 4, and Command on TAC 6. Respond to structure fire initial response. 1500, North Dale Mabry Highway. 412.
I won't hear that one because that's on.
Cross streets are Hudson Lane and Colby Road.
That's on TAC 4, which I always get confused. I think I'm on the East System, and that's the one that I can't get is the West System, but whatever. It's on the channels that I don't get. So, but anyway, back to Iran. Israel wants to clean up the Gaza situation before they, because they're going to want to participate in the Iran attack too. And meanwhile, we're keeping ourselves busy with a bomb in Yemen. Those pesky Houthis, they keep on sending missiles over toward Israel. So pretty soon some more Houthis will be going to get their 72 goats. Ah! Well, so that's about it for now. I've rambled on long enough, over a half hour, 37 minutes, so I'm going to say good night, God bless you, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.